Imagine a serial killer so confident that he mocked the police, sent coded messages to newspapers, and was never caught. More than 50 years later, his true identity remains one of America's greatest mysteries. This is the story of the Zodiac Killer. It all began on December 20th, 1968. Two teenagers, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, were parked on a quiet road near Vallejo, California. It was supposed to be a normal date night, but that night, an unknown gunman approached their car. Minutes later, both teenagers were dead. Police launched an investigation, but they had almost no clues. At the time, nobody knew. This was only the beginning. 7 months later, on July 4th, 1969, another young couple was sitting in a parked car. Suddenly, a man walked toward them. Without warning, he opened fire. Both victims were seriously injured. Miraculously, one survived. But the attacker escaped once again. Then something shocking happened. Local newspapers received strange letters. The writer claimed responsibility for both attacks and included details that only the real killer could have known. At the bottom of the letters was a strange symbol, a circle with a cross through it. For the first time, the world heard the name, the Zodiac Killer. But Zodiac wasn't finished. He continued sending letters to newspapers. Some contained threats, others contained secret codes. One cipher was eventually solved and appeared to reveal a disturbing message from the killer himself. As fear spread across California, Zodiac struck again. In September 1969, a young couple was enjoying a peaceful afternoon near Lake Berryessa. A strange man approached them. He was wearing a black hood with the Zodiac symbol on his chest. He calmly tied the victims up before launching his attack. One of them survived and later provided investigators with a terrifying description. Just weeks later, the Zodiac Killer struck again, this time in San Francisco. Taxi driver Paul Stein picked up a passenger. Moments later, he was shot and killed. Witnesses saw the suspect leaving the scene. Police quickly created a sketch. For the first time, they had a face. But somehow, the killer slipped away once again. Over the next several years, the Zodiac Killer continued sending letters, mocking investigators, threatening more violence, and keeping the entire country on edge. Thousands of suspects were investigated. Fingerprints were analyzed. Handwriting experts examined every letter, but no one could prove who Zodiac really was. Then, as suddenly as he appeared, the letters stopped, the murders stopped, and the Zodiac Killer vanished. Over the decades, many suspects have been named. Some investigators believed it was Arthur Lee Allen. Others disagreed. But despite decades of investigation, no suspect has ever been conclusively linked to the crimes. Today, more than half a century later, the Zodiac Killer remains unidentified. The murders, the coded messages, the terrifying letters, and the mystery, that still haunts America. Who was the Zodiac Killer, and how did he get away with it?